Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aaron, and today we are going to be doing something a little bit different than normal. And we are going to start doing Spooky Saturdays, which I will be telling you scary stories, but also doing murder and all that stuff. Today we are talking about a guy named Ariel, Castro, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyway, this one is about kidnapping. So, yes, I'm using my phone for this one. I'm recording on my laptop. And don't mind the background, it's going to be changed differently, most likely for different videos. So, let's jump right into it. And this one is about, more in 2002, Ariel abducted 3 young women, Michelle Knight, Amanda Berry, and Gina De Jose, or whatever. And so he kept these women trapped for years. And he tormented and raped them. And so he ended up going to prison on August 1st for life plus 1,000 years. And he was found hanged, a lot of people say, on September 3rd, 2013 for what he has done. But he was sent to prison in Ohio. So, let's go on to his early life. He was born in Puerto Rico, July 10th, 1960. And as a child, he moved to Cleveland, Ohio, where members of his extended family already lived. And in 1992, he bought a house. And I'm not gonna say the address, just for out of respect. And he lived with his wife and 4 children. However, he ended up being violent. Well, he was allegedly accused of being violent towards his wife. And so she left him in 96, and she took custody of their children. And then in 2002, I'm guessing this is when he ended up realizing, I'm gonna go kidnap some kids and go rape them and so on and so forth, which I don't think that's right. And that's disgusting. So, he ended up kidnapping, or at least, first he offered this 20-year-old, which is Michelle Knight, and she accepted, and Michelle knew one of his kids, so she took the ride, and he convinced her to go into his house, and basically she ended up being captive for 11 years. And in 2003, he did the same thing to another kid named Amanda Berry, and she was 16 at the time. Sorry, I keep looking at my phone. It's because I'm still reading. So, she was on her way from her house to her job, and he offered to drive her, being nice. Next thing you know, "Oh, you're not going to your job. I'm taking you home with me instead." So he assaulted her, kidnapped her, blah blah blah. You know what he did to the first one. And 2004, he took a 14-year-old, which is Gina. So, as you know, she was a close friend to his daughter, Arlene. And he kept these three women locked up, chained in the basement for years and years. And before moving them to the bedrooms. So he ended up raping all three of them, which we all know it's disgusting. And one of them, which is Michelle Knight, she ended up getting pregnant by him. And he basically that happened several times, and he starved her, beated her, she had a miscarriage, and he allowed Amanda's pregnancy go to full term and forced her to give birth in a plastic swimming pool, like one of those little kiddie pools. So that's at least the start of everything. And some family members decided to visit him, which we all know it's always nice to see family members. And he also worked as a bus driver for their schools. And he played guitar for the local groups. And now it comes to 2013, which on May 6, 2013, Amanda Berry escaped from his house, and police quickly freed the other women. So, sounds like that Amanda ended up also calling the cops, telling them what happened, or she went to a neighbor's house, letting them know she needs help, also with the other ladies. And then in July of 2013, he ended up pleading guilty to all charges, at least to 937 charges. That includes kidnapping, raping, and murdering. And on August 1st of 2013, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, an additional 1,000 years. So, while in custody, the courts asked to see Amanda's child, and the request to the court was denied. And he insisted to say, "I'm not a monster, I'm sick." Only because he didn't want to, I guess, say that he was a monster for kidnapping, but he wanted to just say that he's just sick in the mind to kidnap these 3 women and do what he did. And so now to his death. Basically, at some point at the prison, this correction center in Ohio on 9:20 p.m. At 9:20 p.m. on September 3rd of 2013. But that's that. And basically, what this story is about is don't ride in a vehicle in a stranger's car, even if you know them, but not that well. So, also, you shouldn't really trust a lot of people that offer you a ride unless it's a police officer and your family members and your close friends, because this stuff can happen to anybody, especially young kids that will just think, oh yeah, I'll go with you. But yeah, that's in today's video, and I hope everyone has a nice evening or day or night whenever you're watching the video. And I hope you like the video, subscribe, comment, and have a nice night.